Hello, I'm Katherine Ryan, and I'll be rating viral fashion moments for the Sunday Times Style. Beginning with Harry Styles and this little Queen of Hearts chess set, Alice in Wonderland. It doesn't matter. It's Harry Styles. And normally, I would frown upon a whisper of nipple being out. If I were wearing that, the straps would have to cover the entirety of my nips. And that kind of bothers me that he's allowed and I'm not. But he looks great. Could be tighter. I feel 10 out of 10. This looks like Justin Trudeau infiltrating a high school to write an article for the newspaper he works at, like Drew Barrymore circa Never Been Kissed. I know that that's a Valentino tie. I think the sunglasses is quite overkill. Like, let's see your eyes. What are you hiding? And I don't trust actors anyway. I feel like they just get rewarded for lying. 3 out of 10. God, I hate Florence Pugh because her bone structure is selling that pixie cut to me as though I could carry it off, but I can't. If I had a buzz cut, I would look like Cillian Murphy. Condolences would be made, letters would be written, and flowers would be sent. I can't have this haircut, and Florence tricks me into thinking that I can. I like that I can see her nipples a lot of the time, and they're small and dark, and mine aren't, and I wish they were. That's a 10 out of 10 look. Kylie Jenner, one of my least favorite of the 18 Jenners that we know and love. I like her, and I think she's a very good mother, but I just don't trust any billionaire, I feel. That could be a real lion. Millionaire, yes, you could be a millionaire if you want, but once you get into billions, just give one of your billions to the NHS and then we can be friends. This look at the Met Gala, Jared Leto as Choupette, was not great. It wasn't, because there was no fashion. It was just a fancy dress costume. You know, you could see him trotting around Disneyland, like any theme park, getting hugs from like sticky adolescents, like getting his head kicked off for a prank. It's not elevated enough. Karl Lagerfeld would be like, what are you doing? Take that off, put yourself on 6 months of Ozempic, and come back in a skin-tight fashion outfit. It was a good stunt. It was a good red carpet stunt, so 6 out of 10. This is Kim Kardashian dressed as Peter Pan's shadow. I did a lot of musical theater when I was younger, and sometimes to bulk out the numbers, they would do the number where Peter Pan was playing with his shadow, and they would cast a child as the shadow, and they would choreograph this little duet, and that is what this looks like. Is this a Timothée Chalamet? I don't know if he could operate power tools. I don't really know if, like, I have problems in my house. Like, sometimes I need to get things down from the loft, or there's a spider, and my husband can solve those problems for me. A Timothée Chalamet, I just don't think, he just doesn't look like a serious person. 7 out of 10. This is amazing. And I don't know this young lady, but she's got abs for days and she looks very dangerous. I think I really like mixing of textures. She's got a real tough bomber jacket looking, but it's cropped, and so would every one of my outfits if I had these G.I. Jane abs. But she's not cold, don't worry, because she's wearing big fuzzy boots to keep the bottoms of her legs warm. Is this young woman an actress? Julia Fox, of course I like it because Julia Fox. I really did a deep dive on the authenticity that is Julia Fox. And I just think she's a bit of me. And instinctively, I love Julia Fox before I even knew this was Julia Fox, because she's a chameleon. She can have any type of look. This is a woman who marches to the beat of her own drum, and therefore I give Julia Fox 10 out of 10. Heidi Klum as a worm, 10 out of 10. This is a woman who has got body. She is sexy, she is beautiful, and she's so attractive that she doesn't have to sell it to you. She's like, underneath this worm costume, I am the hottest woman on earth, and so I don't need to prove it. Young women especially just wear lingerie and animal ears, and I feel like we've got to get back to the spirit of Halloween, and Heidi Klum leads the way every year. 10 out of 10. Kim Kardashian in Marilyn Monroe's iconic Happy Birthday to You dress. I did not get my panties in a twist like so many connoisseurs of like fashion artifacts over this. They're like, no, how could she do this? It has to stay in the museum. It's like, no, art is there to be enjoyed. Marilyn Monroe, I feel, that would be honored and feels brought back from the dead by this look. This was a 10 out of 10. I love looking at beautiful things like a waterfall or like Grand Canyon or Kim Kardashian. Rihanna expecting a baby and showing it through this sheer dress. I mean, the dress is very Rihanna. this is exactly what I tried to do. I tried to emulate this look at, I forget where I was, somewhere inappropriate, the school run, I don't know. But when you're pregnant, I feel like you can do one of two things. You can hide away, or you can feel shameful. You can feel like you don't have ownership of your body, or you can do this. Rihanna, 10 out of 10. This spray-on dress was a thing of beauty to watch. It was masterful creation. The dress in the end actually was a lot more impressive than I thought it was gonna be, because I've been to the Playboy Mansion once before, about 20 years ago, never invited back. They paint naked girls there, and that's what I thought this was gonna be. But no, the paint took on a life of its own and became fabric. And then they started ripping it and manipulating it around, and it was pure art, stunning. I loved it, 10 out of 10. Rishi Sunak. I feel like as far as Tory prime ministers go, he looks better than the rest, and I can get behind Rishi Sunak. There are things about him that I admire. Rishi Sunak held 2 different positions under Boris Johnson, which is a lot more than I could manage even after a bottle of wine, you know what I mean? Also, he reminds me of my husband because he married up, way up. I feel like he's as much of a man of the people as a billionaire could be. Why do we have to be limited to these boring suits as prime minister? There are no rules for prime minister that you have to destroy everything and look boring. If I'm setting fire to my country, I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna be Ursula the Sea Witch doing it. Do you know what I mean? Poor unfortunate souls. And I'm gonna add a little bit of zip. Destroy this economy with flair, please.